Beautiful. All right, good people. So,
movement. Okay, day 2. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, hopefully you can hear me clear. So today, obviously, we're going to do a little bit more structured work as opposed to what we were doing on Monday, which was a little bit more unstructured. Okay, so effectively, we'll start on the ground. Okay, and we'll kind of just go through simple gen mob, just get the body kind of head to toe checked out, and then start to layer things on top of that. So you can be in this, low kneeling position if you want. If your knees are too buggered, okay, you can be also in this high knee position. We're going to just start with the headquarters first, so the head. So that means, okay, the hands will be coming down towards the ground as much as possible. Looking straight ahead, we'll tuck the chin onto the chest. And then slowly look up to the ceiling. And let's repeat that process. So just nice and simple, we're going to get to this yes movement for the head. Remember, the hands will be coming down towards the ground at all times. From here, we'll go into no, which is going to be looking to the side over your shoulders, and then again to the other side. Okay, try to keep your eyes open. That way you can set yourself a little target to look at. But again, no PBs required. Okay, so just slow, gradual increase of that range of motion, hopefully. Okay, so as you get a little bit warmer, as you start to trust the body, you will start to look around a little bit further, making sure everything below the neck or the head is not moving. So the shoulders are depressed down to the ground. From here, we'll go into okay, so ear to the shoulder. Remember, looking straight ahead, we're going to drop that ear to the side, look straight ahead, and then to the other. So again, just be mindful with this one. Okay, take it slow. And if you want to get into the traps a little bit more, whichever side your head drops to, the opposite shoulder goes away from you, okay? So you can reach the finger down towards the ground on the opposite side to the leaning side. Nice and gentle, nothing too crazy. Just checking in with the neck. Okay, so from here, nice and simple, all we're going to get into is, okay, the rest of the spine. So we're going to just work in a little flexion extension. Just going to check in with our basic cat-cow. Remember, for this, our hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, and we're going to take a breath in as we make the spine big. And as we make our spine big, tuck the chin onto the chest, really push the ground away from you as much as possible. And as you breathe out, slow control, you're going to sink the tummy down towards the ground. The chest comes up and your chin starts to rise to the ceiling. Okay, so as you breathe in, get big, push the world away. As you breathe out, we're going to look up and push the world away. Keep it going between these two places for me, please. Okay, just have my timer out quickly. Okay, so nothing too crazy. Just work with your breath, guys. We'll just do 2 more. Okay, so from here, we're going to do the same thing. However, remember, this is called like sexy, apparently. Okay, so what we're going to do is same thing. Hands are still under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. We're still going to kind of work with this flexion extension. So meaning we're going to be still rounding and arching our back. But this time you guys have the freedom to express your spine. Okay, so what that means is effectively we can make ourselves a big, but we can throw a rotation. We can move in any direction we want to. Okay, you can fall back, you can start to lean to the side. Okay, whatever feels good. The only thing I'm going to say to you is we're going to make sure we maintain a locked elbows throughout this. Okay, and whichever direction you go into or whatever movement you tend to do on one side, try replicate that on the other side. Okay, so we're going to go for a minute. So again, we're not interested in how fast you're doing this or how many reps you're getting in there. Okay, just nice and simple, slow, get into those nooks and crannies, whatever makes you feel good. Okay, so for a minute, here we go, nice and simple, whatever way you want to do this, it's up to you. Just do it slow. Control. Still trying to marry that breath with the movement. Last 15 seconds. And when you're ready, finish it off. And boom. Okay, so from here, we'll go into our threading the needle. So effectively what we're going to do here is still the same quadruple position. However, we're going to take one hand, thread that under the armpits of the opposite, and we're going to look to the same side. Nice and simple, reach as far as you can, slow control, back it up, and we'll reverse this and go to the opposite side. Now, remember with this, guys, one of the big goals is to make sure our hips are still over the knees, so we're not kind of sitting back or falling forward per se as we do this. And if you want to get this into more of the upper back, to upper to mid back, try draw that belly button towards the back end, okay? So effectively, you want to make sure the lower back is as still as it can be. So the movement is coming from the rib cage, okay? As opposed to just twisting of the lower back. So your shoulders may not touch the ground, and that's totally fine. From here, big toes together. Knees can be as wide as you want them to be. We're going to get to our child's pose. Remember, pulsing. So hands are going to be out in front of us, and your hands can be just wide as their shoulder width apart. We'll come onto the fingertips. Remember, with this, we're going to wrap the armpits to keep the shoulders stable. So we're going to wrap the armpits, and then we're going to pulse for 10 and actively pull our chest down to the ground for 10. Here we go. Let's bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep pulling ourselves down for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll make our way to one side, doesn't matter which one. Okay, same thing. Arms should be locked. We're going to wrap the armpits and then we're going to bounce. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep pulling ourselves down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make our way to the middle and then to the opposite side. Same thing. We're going to wrap the armpits and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then hang out to the bottom for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly back to the middle and then back it off. All right, that's the spine. Let's get into just the basic wrist prep here. Okay, so we'll start with our fingers back towards our knees. Remember, for this, elbows will always be locked out. And we're going to push the world away. So we're looking to spread the shoulder blades, okay? So we say, protraction of the shoulders and all that jazz, okay? So spread the shoulders, and then we're just going to simply sit forwards and backwards initially. If this is all good, then we're going to just simply go from side to side, trying to hit these corners we normally don't get into. Okay, so again, trying to always keep the shoulder blades spread and proud. From here, we'll go fingers pointed to the side, Notice my hands are fairly close together, okay? And I'm just gonna rock side to side initially. Again, elbows are locked, shoulders are spreading, fingers are nice and wide and active. From here, I'm gonna just lean to one side and go into that little semicircle. Okay, so again, looking to get into these nooks and crannies you normally don't get into. From here, fingers are facing forward somewhat, pushing the world away, elbow pits are facing forward. I'm just gonna, again, rock forwards and backwards initially. And then if I'm good, I'm going to go into a little semicircle one way and then the other. Remember, we're going to be doing some planche lean type of work this morning. It's really critical, okay? So, you know, obviously we're looking to load the shoulders up and work the midsection and all that jazz, but we're only strong at the weakest link, okay? So for planche lean, our wrist flexibility / mobility dictates how far we can lean. From here, fingers will face in, back towards the knees. This is internal rotation of the shoulders. So be mindful, you can bend your elbows to get into the position. Okay, hands are shoulder width apart, thereabouts. And then we're going to lock the elbows up first. Make sure the ears are as far away from the shoulders as possible. And then we're going to just rock forwards and backwards initially. And if this is okay, we'll just simply rock side to side. And if this is okay, maybe a little circle motion going one way and then the other. Okay, so with this hand orientation, just make sure you can fix yourself a little bit so you know you can keep moving around and refine this position. Probably not a big circle. Okay, from here, we're going to go into back of the hands, okay, so palm of the face up. Remember, if this is too much, you can simply, you know, step back onto your bum and then do it one at a time. But hopefully everybody should be fine to do this, both hands in front of them. Again, the elbow pits are locked out, the shoulder blades are spreading. Okay, and we're just going to step forwards and backwards. And most of you will find straight away, as you step back, as you close that joint, that's when you get that first line of discomfort, okay? And that's okay, that's normal. What isn't normal is pain, okay? So no pain. You're gonna come to that first line of discomfort and hover over there, and we're gonna just shift our weight a little laterally, okay? So just side to side. And if that's cool, just pause in the middle, make sure that's here and that first line of discomfort's there. And then you're gonna squeeze your fingers as hard as possible for the gorilla grip for 3, 2, 1. Release your fingers, and then let's go. Squeeze, 3, 2, 2. Release, squeeze, 3, 2, 3. Release, squeeze, 3, 2, 4. Release, squeeze, 3, 2, 5. Release, and bail out. Check it off, let's get blood back in these guys. From here, let's just go straight into the hips. So, okay, runner's lunge. We're gonna start with that one knee up, one knee down, easy for you to set up. Hands will be in line with the front feet, okay? And then from there, we're gonna pop the back knee off by tucking the balls of the feet underneath us. And then just rock forwards and backwards, okay? Just to kind of let the body know what's coming, as well as it just gives you the opportunity to refine, okay, your foot position, okay? So you should be 50-50 weight distribution. So you should be able to do something like this, okay? You don't need to, but just you should be able to. Okay, from here, keeping the back knee proud, so lift your back leg up using your butt. We're gonna drop the elbow closer to the front leg down to the ground for 3, 2, 1. From there, we're going to keep the elbow close to us. We're gonna rotate it, let's take key spine, and then reach to the ceiling for 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Drop for 3, 2, 1. Reach for 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 3. 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 5, and 3, 2, 5. Down. Okay, one knee up, one knee down. Hands in line with the front feet. Pop the back knee off. We're gonna rock forwards and backwards. Make any adjustments you need to. Otherwise, find a halfway point. Lift the back knee up. We'll drop the elbows down to the ground for 3, 2, 1. Rotate, reach. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 5. And 3, 2, 5. Down. From here, we're gonna sit on our butt. Legs are in front of us. Lay on your back. Simple glute raises, guys. Now remember with this, hands, okay, are on the ground. we're going to make sure the heels are not too far away from the bum. Okay, so again, play around with the position because you want to feel this in the butt. Okay, if you feel this in the hamstring, that probably means you could be in a better position.
So be willing to play with your leg orientation a little bit.
Okay, but from here, two things. We're going to tuck our hips underneath so we smash the lower back on the ground. And you're going to make sure you maintain that position from the spine at all times in the hips. From there, you have the option of pointing your toes up without flaring them out. And then we're going to just simply raise our bum up to the ceiling without arching our back. Okay, this is why that posture is so important. So from here, 20 reps. Here we go. We're going to kiss the ground and drive up for 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh, and rest. Okay, so from here, what we're going to get into, guys, pretty straightforward. We're going to go to our single leg primer today. Okay, so this is going to mean we're going to be on our feet, and the intention is pretty straightforward. We were working with our teacups last week. Okay, similar thing, but not the same. Okay, we're going to leave the shoulder out of the equation a little bit this morning. We're going to just go straight and focus on the back of our body and obviously the single leg stability still. So what I want to see happen is 2 index fingers out at all times. And you're going to be touching the ground. Now, the general rule we're going to have is wherever we go to touch the ground, we're going to touch the ground simultaneously with our fingers. Meaning it's not going to be a case of like one hand and the other. Okay, we're going to try to touch the ground at the same time, and then we're going to lift the hands up off the ground at the same time. So that's what's happening from the upper body. From the lower body, this is what we're going to be doing. Okay, one leg is off the ground at all times. We're going to, let me go from 45. Okay, we're going to go work in 3 planes. So we're going to reach as far forward as possible, which means I'm going to use my back leg to counterbalance. I'm going to bend my knees as generally as I need to kiss the ground in front of me. Kiss. I'm going to come nice and tall. That's position 1 done. From here, I'm going to rotate at the hips. Same thing. I'm going to reach as far laterally as possible. Okay. Kiss the ground, and then boom, finish nice and big. That's number 2. The third and last is rotating to the same side. Now, this is the trickiest of the lot. Okay, this is probably not going to be as fast. But again, slow, controlled, kiss, nice and tall to finish. That's the 3 positions. So we go forward, side, side. Now, the idea again here is I don't want to see how quickly can you do this or how many can you do this. We're just going to put a time cap of doing 1 minute per side. Remember, the goal here is stability, priority, okay? Then we want to try and amplify the movement as much as possible, meaning we want to be reaching as far away from a standing base of support. But if you're struggling with the base, okay, and you're all over the show, maybe reaching far is not a priority. It is just about standing on that spot and just, again, executing the task, which is touching the ground simultaneously with your fingers, okay? We'll go for a minute, choose any leg. We're going to do both. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So controlled and far forward as possible. Okay, obviously on your own time. Slow controlled. And again, we want to try and move at the hips. Okay, that way, not only are your feet being challenged, but also, our knees and hips are coming into play here as well. Slow, no slingshotting yourself out. So no one should be pushing off or whipping themselves up. Okay, no momentum, please. Okay, it's all guided, it's all controlled. Remember,
I realized you were still here, man.
that's what we're going for. Okay, 9, last 10 seconds. 12.
You can grab it.
The last one, finish it off. Properly. Cool. And then rest. Shake it off. We'll go on to the other side. Here we go. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Okay. Oh, I lost that one. Slowly. Smooth. Last 10 seconds coming up. Let's finish that last rep off. And done. Okay, let's shake it off. Okay, I definitely deserve a drink of water. Okay, so from here, guys.
You got a bit of static on your phone, on your microphone. Bit of static on your microphone.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Okay, all right. So from here, we're going to go downstairs into our feet. And with the feet, what we're going to do, okay, is what we have been doing over the last couple of weeks. The intent here is pretty straightforward. We're going to effectively look at the feet slightly differently than what we normally do. Okay, so we're going to work in 4 corners, and they're going to be our outside edge, the inside edge. We're going to look at the toes coming up to the ceiling, so basically weight on the heel, and then heels coming up. Okay, so our calf raises essentially. So 4 things. Okay, outside edge, inside edge, forwards, and backwards. Now, what we have been doing, okay, is effectively saying, okay, we're going to start gradually by rocking side to side. Now, if you haven't done this before, this is where you're going to be, which is effectively, you know, legs are going to be straight. I'm going to slowly roll onto the outside edge of my feet and then slowly to the other. Okay, and the intent here is, you know, spend 2 to 3 seconds just loading that side. However, if you've been doing this session over the last couple of weeks and you are confident, okay, what we can go into here, guys, is pretty straightforward. Roll onto the outside. We're going to pick the leg up. Again, looking to hold it for 2 to 3 seconds. Boom, roll to the outside, pick the knee up. Okay, so there's a little bit of a balance stability required. So we should already be working well from the hips. Okay, so again, we're not trying to rush this, but this is effectively what we're going to go into, loading the outside edge of our feet. From there, we're going to go to the inside, okay, and that's going to be rolling our knees in. Okay, now with this guy, we want to make sure we're postured up. Okay, so we're not hinging at the hips. And remember what we've talked about. Okay, you want to start a little bit less than more. Okay, so the legs are not too far wide. We're going to allow ourselves to drop, roll into the inside edges of our feet and try touch the thighs together. Now, that's really, you know, if you can touch it really well, that's your cue to then go out a little bit further. But there's no point setting out wide and then not meeting them, okay? Because that's a little bit too much, okay? It's better to get them to touch first and then slowly, gradually, you know, it becomes more tangible, right? Meaning, you know, you can go a little bit further. That's why you should be able to then go a little bit further with your feet, okay? So we'll go to those 2 things first. Nice and simple. Choose a variation to load the outside edge of your feet up, okay? We'll just go for 10, okay? Nice and simple. Here we go, okay? Roll. We're gonna lift the legs up if you're doing that for 2, 1, boom. Again, this is at your own pace, okay? There is no need to rush through this. Legs are straight. Remember, you can simply just opt into roll side to side with both feet on the ground, and that's going to be more potent, okay, than balancing it out. So, you know, if you're really struggling, okay, to hold the 2 to 3 seconds on one leg, actually being on the outside edge of your feet, then it's better to simply just have the feet on the ground and just shoot your hips to one side, okay? This is going to be way better. But effectively what we're trying to do here is show the underside of your feet, okay, by being on the outside edge of your feet. Okay, last 2. And rest. Okay, from here, I'm going to turn to 45 so you can see this a little bit. Okay, so our goal here is to be, again, on the inside edge of our feet in order to show the underside of our feet. Okay, now for that to happen, we're going to slowly roll the knees in. As we roll the knees in, our hands can come forward just to kind of give us a little bit of a kind of balance, and then slowly coming up. Now, yes, we're loading the ankles, but what's also happening here is we're going into a little bit of an internal rotation at the hips. So you're going to feel this at the hips at the top as well. Okay, just nice and simple, nothing too crazy. Don't be scared to kind of take a pause at the bottom position, okay, in that loaded position. Again, really looking to show the underside of your feet. Last one. Beautiful. Okay, so from here, what we're going to get into, guys, okay, is pretty straightforward. Our calf raises. Okay, so we're going to go into our heels being off the ground. Now, traditionally, kind of we do this with straight leg. Okay, so effectively, I'm going to use the wall. Okay, so I'm not going to struggle with the balance. So again, you can do this facing the wall. But remember the key things. Okay, we've been doing locked out knees, heels come up, kiss the ground up. The key thing with this, looking from the back, okay, is we want to make sure our feet are not sickling out. So we shouldn't be rolling onto the outside edge of our feet. So you want to make sure you are onto the big ballments of your feet. Okay, so the big toe and the index toe, balls of your feet. What we're going to do today, though, is a modified. Okay, so rather than straight leg, we're going to go to bent knee. So this is what I need you to do. You're going to drive your knees as far forward as possible while the heel is still in contact with the ground. Okay, so knees come forward. Now from there, I'm going to tuck my bum and look at my shoulders and my hips. Okay, as I come up with the heels, they also rise. Okay, they're going to kiss and up. So this is the movement that we're going to be doing. What often happens though, just so to be something to be mindful of, is we can get into the position and look at my knees or my hips. People don't come up and down, they just go forwards and backwards like this. Okay, this is something different. I'm not saying this is wrong. What we're looking to do is come up and down, okay, with that bent knee position. We're going to hit 25 reps. So knees drive forward, heels are still in contact with the ground. Tuck your bum and then come up off the ground. Okay, stay there. Make sure into big balls of your feet. This is your home. This is your starting position and finishing position. Here we go. Kiss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Beautiful. From here, we're going to have the bum on the wall, okay, and we're going to have the feet slightly up away from the ground. Now, we're going to work these antids, so the shins, okay, at the front. For that to happen, again, we're going to have the legs fairly close together, so maybe hip distance apart, maybe a little bit closer. And then from there, we're going to place the hands on top of our thighs by leaning forward at the hips. Now from there, we should be able to feel the bony landmarks of our butt, okay, so the sit bones on the wall. From there, I want you to curl your toes as if you're going to hit the roof of your shoes, and then pick the ankles up clean. So the balls of our feet are clean up off the ground, okay? From there, again, you're going to make sure you look at your feet, okay? And then you're going to try and avoid touching the pinky side. You want to make sure the big balls of your feet is the first point of contact on the ground, okay, throughout this, okay, move. We're going to go for 25 reps here as well. Look at your toes and let's go. Kiss the ground up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause, keep pulling your ankles up as high as possible. 10 more, here we go, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, pause, keep pulling them up. Last 5, here we go, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, keep pulling them up and down, rest. Okay, shake it off. So that is our feet done. Okay, let's start to layer next few things up. So drink of water if you need to. I'm just gonna grab myself a mat, okay? We're gonna go into just 2 moves. And moves that we're gonna do, guys, is gonna be looking at the front of the hips, okay? We're gonna go to diagonal stretch. So something that we've been working on over the last couple of weeks. And then we're gonna back that up by, okay, a dead bug, and then we're gonna do a crawling work as well. So we're gonna do 2 sets of these. And the big idea with the dead bugs and crawling is that you guys start to understand how to create tension using your breath through the midsection, okay? That's gonna be pretty straightforward. There's a little bit of contralateral movement, meaning like, you know, opposite side moving. But really the big thing here is the diagonal stretch. So this is something we've been kind of layering down over the last couple of weeks. And as a gentle reminder, okay, so I've got a mat underneath me. So if you're working on a hard floor, definitely have something underneath your knees, okay? Just so, you know, you're not feeling this through the knees, right? Because if that's the case, you're gonna be distracted. You're not gonna get into the front of your hips. We're gonna be in this kneeling position, and then we're going to just take a stance forward like so. Now my leg is straight. From the front view, okay, I'm actually going to be, rather than straight like this, I'm gonna be on the outside edges of my feet. Now my front knee can slightly be soft. That way I can really push into the ground, okay? So I'm pushing my front feet into the ground, okay? From side view, or front 45, what we're gonna be doing here, guys, is our objective is to make sure our butt, our glutes are on. We're gonna be driving our hips forward and around, okay? As opposed to just twisting. So no one should really feel this through the lower back only. You're gonna feel this through the front of your thighs, across the front of your body, hopefully, okay? The whole intent here is to use our torso, okay, as a load as well, okay? So we're gonna be getting into the spine, okay? So what I wanted to think about is this. Whichever side is the back leg, that's the leg obviously we're getting into, to the same side hand. So I'm gonna have my left knee on the ground, okay? Which means my left hand is gonna come across to my right shoulder. Now the movement is, as you know, we're gonna come forward, make sure the glutes are on. As I come forward, I'm gonna look straight ahead, I'm gonna come forward. As I punch forward, I'm going to reach my right hand back behind me, and I'm gonna try touch, whether it be my, you know, back of the hamstring, maybe top of my calf, maybe Achilles, maybe my heels, okay? So depending on obviously what you currently have access to, okay, you're going to make sure you make contact with some portion of your leg. Again, that becomes tangible. Okay, so over a period of time, if we're getting more flexible, more mobile, we should be able to reach a little bit further and deeper. But do not try set a PB, okay, in the name of trying to go as far back as possible, because that's definitely a sure way of just being discomfort, okay? So we're gonna go into 5 reps, okay, rotations, nice and smooth, okay? And then the last rep, we're gonna hold for 10 seconds at the back. In that 10 seconds, as you remember, okay, it's not a case of like, I've arrived or survival mode. You're trying to think, okay, how can I keep pushing forward? How can I keep extending back a little bit to making refinements? Okay, here we go. So I'll do it on this side. Okay, so nice and simple. Get your foot ready. Okay, so the back hand, the back leg, back hand reaches up at the shoulder, pushes the feet into the ground. We're going to come forwards and reach back. Touch something, take a pause, and looking forward for 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. We're going to pause here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming forward. And let's change it up. Okay. Here we go. Front leg is set. From here. Okay. Back leg, back hand on the opposite shoulder. We're going to push our hip forward and make our way to the back. And 1. Keep pushing our hip forward. 2. 3. 4. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly forward and rest. Okay, pretty straightforward. So from there, we're going to be onto our back, guys, and our dead bugs. So with dead bugs, remember, the whole idea is to have every part of your spine smash on the ground, okay? So you want to make sure you're not allowing the hips to tilt forwards and letting the lower back come off the ground. Our shins are going to be parallel to the ground, toes are going to be pulled back, hands are going to be straight up. Now it's contralateral, meaning it's the opposite hand, opposite arm, okay? So I'm going to take a breath in. I'm going to reach forward. Again, I don't need to have my legs straight, okay? I'm going to keep my knees slightly soft, kiss the ground with my heels, and then come up on my breath out. So those guys, obviously, who normally do this in the studio, you guys know it's more about the breath rather than just kind of loading the movement up, okay, with long levers. So on our back, breath in. When you're ready, let's go. 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, so from here, straight into the kneeling diagonal stretch again. So on our knees, leg is in front of us. Okay, hips are facing forward. Remember, glutes are integral here, guys. Nothing in the lower back. It should be through the front of our thighs if you're doing this properly. Here we go. Hands on the opposite shoulder. We're going to push our hip forward, reach back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's change sides. Boom. Okay, back leg, back hand on the opposite shoulder. Take your feet in. Here we go. Push forward from the hips and reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. From here, we're going to get into our crawling. Okay. Remember, crawling is effectively same thing as dead bugs, but the right way around. Okay. So our hands are going to be under the shoulders and our knees are going to be under the hips. Okay. So what tends to happen with this is we go too far out, makes life a lot harder. Okay. So be mindful. Okay. Again, we're looking to lift the opposite hand, opposite leg up off the ground, but this time we're going to hold it for 2 seconds at the top position. Your job is to create stability of the shoulders and of the hips using your breath. Okay. You will soon figure this out. Here we go. Okay. So knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, tuck the feet underneath you. So balls of your feet and pop the knees up off the ground, a couple of inches. Boom. This is our starting position. Okay. For 20 reps. Here we go. Breath in and lift. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9, 1, 10, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9, 1, 10, and rest. I'm not sure if that was 21, but if it was, you got a bonus one. All right, so nice and straightforward. Have a quick drink of water, then we get into the meat of the work, okay? Where's my water? There it is. Woo! It's getting warmer for sure. Whew. All right, crew, so let me catch my breath back. So effectively what we're gonna do here, guys, okay, is the movements that we've been layering down for the last couple of weeks. Now we're gonna just look to amplify those things. So what we're gonna be doing is our long splits, followed by our planche lean. We're gonna get into rotational Cossacks, and then we're gonna do some tuck ups, okay? So 4 things, we're gonna hit it hard, okay? So the intent is we're gonna go a little bit higher on the reps as well, as opposed to the last 2 weeks. So the planche lean, we're gonna keep it at 30 seconds. Nothing changes there. Our tuck ups, we take it up to 10 reps. Our long splits, we take it to 10 reps per side as well. And then the rotational Cossacks, we'll also take it up to 10. Okay, so we started with 6, build it up to 8. Now we're gonna be going for 10 reps this week. So as always, what we'll do is the first set, we'll kind of go and talk about the move itself, get ourselves settled in. But then, second, third, maybe the fourth, I don't know, we'll double down, okay? So we're just gonna go back to back with little to no rest, okay? So the first thing we're gonna go into is our long splits. So remember for this, guys, okay? The intent here is to effectively take our front knee as far forward as possible while the back leg is lengthening, okay? So effectively think about the back knee not touching the ground, okay? So we're gonna be standing in this, okay, nice tall position. We're gonna hinge the hips. We're gonna go back. Now, we're gonna be standing in this split stance. No one should be losing balance here, okay? Because my butt should be on. From here, my posture is nice and big, and this is really critical. My torso needs to be nice and tall, okay? Because if I start to lean forward, then I'm not doing this move, okay? It's not wrong in terms of there's a variation of split squat, but that's not what we're doing here. We need to travel forward with our knees. So our knees are gonna travel as far forward as possible. I can soften my back knees ever so slightly, but effectively my butt is driving me forward. My objective here is to try sink my chest down to the thighs, okay? So I'm gonna feel this pull, this side of the hip, this back hip is being lengthened, as you can see, but really the front hip is being shortened as much as possible. So working 2 very different things in the hips. So this one is as short as possible, this one is as long as possible. And then we're gonna boom, drive up, right? Now, if you are too close with the stance, you can see, well, you can't do shit all from the back leg. If you're too far, what tends to happen is, okay, you can still feel the back leg, but now this front hip, you can see my angle of my knee and my heels, I'm not really doing the job either. So this does take a little bit of a, finding your feet. So the principles, posture up, knees are traveling as far forward as possible, okay? And the glutes and the back leg are trying to lift the back knee up, okay? You will figure this out as we go along, okay? 10 reps. We're gonna take a pause at the bottom as well, okay? Nice and tall. And here we go, traveling forward and adjust our feet accordingly, okay? Keep driving, pause, and boom, drive up. 1, 2, 3, 4, back butt should be on. 5, halfway. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and bring forward. Okay, you will see hopefully gradually rep by rep, you start to actually open up a little bit more. So keep following the principle as opposed to thinking aesthetically, you got to force yourself, okay, to look like something. Just go with what you have, posture up, and let's travel. Adjust accordingly. Get that first rep to find your feet and then drive up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and boom. Remember not to lean forward. Okay, so from here, guys, we're going to get to our planche lean. So this is going to require us to be on our knees to start off with. Now, quick reminder of what I said about the wrist prep. Okay, when the hands are facing forward, you can see my ability to lean forward, okay, at the shoulders is limited, okay, by obviously how strong and obviously mobile I am with my wrist. So you may need to slightly turn your hands out, which allows us to do this a lot better, okay? Now, just because we can lean forward, okay, what we need to make sure is we need to be able to push the world away as well. So we want to make sure you're not feeling things to the top, rather you're feeling things through this region of our shoulders. So we're only leaning as far forward as possible where we can maintain good connection of the shoulders and ribs through here, okay? That is to say, I'm not just kind of doing this with my shoulders dumping into my wrist and my neck, okay? We need to make sure we're able to wrap our shoulders. So as we go far forward, we want to make sure we're also trying to hide the armpit. Okay, so from front on, we're also looking to do this motion as I push away. Okay, so planche lean. Remember what we're doing here is we're going to lean forward to the laces of the feet. We're going to push around away, try to get as light as possible onto the laces of our feet using the tucking of the hips. Okay, bum is tucked but down. Okay, so effectively we're not doing this sort of thing either. Okay, so bum is not up in the air. Here we go. We'll go for 30 seconds. Okay, again, you'll figure this out as we go. Okay, so normal plank position. So already looking to spread the shoulders, tuck the bum. We'll go in 3, 2, start to lean, and 30 seconds from here. Eyes are up a little bit, so the neck muscles are on. Okay, so you're not just tucking your chin or anything like that. Keep pressing the world away and keep looking to rotate and hide the armpits. 3, 2, 1, and down. Whew. Okay, so obviously the further you lean, the harder it becomes, right? So be mindful. Okay, so from there, onto our feet again. Whew. My nose, wow. Okay, so we're gonna go into our Cossack. Now again, similar to our split squat, remember that if the legs are too close, this is gonna feel awkward. If it's too far, it's also gonna feel awkward. So make sure you're hitting this, that's right for you, okay? So toes are face forward. Remember, we're going to be hinging at the hips and sitting into one corner. Okay, so looking from side, we're not doing this sort of thing. Okay, we're allowing to hinge at the hips as much as we need to. As we do that, the straight leg side, my toes are going to come up to my shins. I'm going to turn my toes back behind me using my butt. So that's where the rotation's coming from. I'm going to plant my leg, stand tall, and then boom, go to the other side. Okay, so again, make sure, guys, as we do this, okay, so from side view quickly, as we sit, we are rotating the feet back behind us, using our butt. So you're gonna feel all this stuff in the inside and the behind the legs, but really, we're using this guy to do the work, okay? 20 reps, 10 per side. Here we go. And sitting into the first corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both heels are on the ground. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom, rest. Okay, remember the other thing that we talk about, tempo. If you can't execute the tempo work that we're doing, that means it's too hard, regress it. That means they'll come as low. Okay, so tuck ups. So remember, we spent a good amount of time last block building out the hollow body and stuff like that. So a starting position is like that, okay, that hollow position. So effectively, everything on the spine is on the ground. The feet will be off without cranking the lower back. Hands are reaching back. Now from this, we're gonna come up. Now the option here is this. Our hands can touch the ground. Our toes can touch the ground to help us out to keep this position, which is effectively lifting the chest up and out of the lower back. Yeah. From here, I'm trying to get my knees as close to my tummy as possible. So effectively, we're sitting nice and upright. Yeah. Now from there, obviously, if you want to challenge yourself, you can have your feet off. You can have your hands off. Okay. Or just one touches and whatnot. Right. We're going to hold this top position for 3 seconds and then not dumping back, guiding down, and then boom, coming up to hold for 3, 2, boom, and repeating the process. We're going to go for 10 reps. Okay, remember top position. We're going to hold for 3. That way we're showing control and position. Okay, when you're ready, onto our back, hands reach back, toes are pointed, lift the legs up. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 5. 3, 2, 6. 3, 2, 7. 3, 2, 8. 3, 2, 9. 3, 2, 10. And rest. Okay, so let's start all over again. So we've got a long split. Remember the main intent here, guys, as we get the body long with the Cossacks and with the front, this long split, your main intention is to cover your calves with your hamstring. That's how much we should be looking to bend the knees, right? That's the end goal. To be able to drive us so far forward that we're arresting this guy, okay? But of course, we need to create good environments elsewhere as well, okay? Here we go.
Is the heel allowed to come off the ground on the front foot?
You can, if it's ever so slightly at the end, okay? So you're not sort of kind of launching yourself with the heels up, but if you're driving so far forward and in that pause, you have to lift the heels up ever so slightly, that's okay. Obviously, when you come back up, you press the heel down first and then boom, rise up. Okay, 10 reps, here we go. Posture, nice and tall, no one's hinging, okay? And let's drive. Okay, take that pause, you're driving, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, keep that spine tall, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll change it up. Posture will drive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. All right, from there, planche lean. Let's go straight into it. Okay, hands, sit. We're going 4, 3. Start to lean. 2, 1. Time starts. Wrapping the shoulder blades around, hiding the armpits. Okay, spreading the shoulder blades. Eyes are up. Tuck the hips. 3, 2, 1. Onto our feet. Let's get into that Cossack. Okay, again, keeping with the tempo. Okay, here we go. Looking to get that calf to meet the hamstring. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, halfway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Onto our back. Let's go straight into it. Tuck ups. Hands back, feet in front. 3, 2, 1, up. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 5. 3, 2, 6. 3, 2, 7. 3, 2, 8. 3, 2, 9. 3, 2, 10. On our feet. Okay, let's go straight into just one more set of our long splits. Okay, 10 reps per side. Taking that stance, nice and tall. Here we go. When you're ready, let's drive. Find that position. Then boom, coming up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, posture up. 9. Okay, so we shouldn't be leaning forward to do this. Okay, and finishing it up with 10. Okay, so again, bring that back leg a little bit closer. Okay, if you're leaning forward, that means you're too tight from the hip flexors. You can't maintain that posture. Here we go, tall and drive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And rest, guys. Let's bring it in. Let's bring it in. How are we feeling?
Yeah.
We good?
Good.
Ooh,
Hi, Georgie.
Definitely warm.
that was-
How you guys doing?